So very good morning, students. Welcome to IIT, JEE and NEET Foundation, our Focus C program by Krishnaveri Talent Schools and the Mastermind Schools. So once again, I welcome all the class 6th students for today's session. As you can see on the screen, and you are well aware, my subject is physics. We are in class 6th. Today we are going to start a chapter, light, and today is the session number 1 of chapter light. That is the 4th chapter, which is the syllabus of test number 4. So within 2 to 3 days or 2 to 3 classes or 4 classes, we'll complete this chapter so that you can appear for the test number 4. So you all well familiar with the word light, because we cannot imagine, right? We cannot even imagine, I'm saying, imagine world without light. Can you imagine that without light you can live? Maybe in olden days, they used to depend only on the natural source. But nowadays, we cannot even imagine also our life without light. That much importance is there for the light. That much important form of energy. It is a form of energy because we are doing many works with the help of light. Right? So that is the reason it is also a form of energy. Such a form of energy which makes the object to visible for us. Right? It makes object to visible for us. Correct or not? When suppose you are entering to the dark room, we cannot see anything, even though there are so many things are there, like bed, books, tables, fan, AC. We cannot see them in the dark room. Right? Whenever you switch on the light, when you switch on the light, what happens? All the objects are visible for us. That is the form of energy which makes us to visible the objects, or which makes object to visible for us, is called light. So welcome Dulapalli branch, Indresham and Karmanghat. So got it. So such a wonderful form of energy without which we cannot imagine our life. Even you are able to see me, or you are able to attend my online class because of light only. Right? If light is not there, neither I can visible for you, nor you can visible for me. You want to see any object or any image, it is possible only because of light. Such a wonderful form of energy which makes object to visible for us is called light. Right? So we'll move to the chapter we are starting here, chapter number 4. So in this particular chapter, we are going to learn about the 6 topics here. One is source of light. I told what is light. I'll give the points for you. Source of light means from where we can get the light. What are the different sources, different things which gives out light for us. Then classification of objects. So there are so many objects in and around us. Some of the objects may allow the light to pass through them. Some of the objects allow the light not to pass through them. Some of may allow partially. Based on that, all these objects are classified. That we'll see the classification. Then we'll see what is shadow. How shadow is forming. What is the reason for formation of shadow? You all know what is shadow. Then we'll see what is eclipse. Is also found because of light only. Either it is a solar eclipse or lunar eclipse. Then we'll discuss about the very important property of the light, reflection. And finally, we'll end with the knowing about the what is plane mirror, what are the main features of the plane mirror. So these are the 6 topics in various synopsis. We'll learn about this in next 3 to 4 sessions, right? So first of all, we are very much clear about the what is light. Before going for source of light, we should know what is light. First point, you can note down, right? So form of energy which makes object to visible for us. Right? A form of energy which makes object to visible for us. Write down under synopsis 1. First point, the definition of light. Form of energy which makes object to visible for us is called a light. Clear? Then now we'll come to the next part. That is point number 2. Sources of light. What is source? From where light we are getting the light. It's called source. Right? Source only, that is a source. From where we'll get the light? Either it may be natural source or artificial. What? Either natural, artificial. So sources are of 2 types. Of course, later there is another classification there. Natural source is sunlight. Sunlight is a natural source. Today, candle, bulb, tube light are the artificial source. Right? Correct or not? So natural source is nothing but which gives out the light by themselves. So naturally, sun is the major source of light for us. Throughout the day, we can manage with the sun. But whenever night becomes, we have to depend on the artificial source of light. Correct or not? So, in that we can see the sources. One of the form of energy is light. When this energy falls on object, so hope you read the first point. On objects, it bounces back. Bouncing means returning back from the source of object, surface of object. When this light energy enters our eyes, it causes the sensation of vision. So, light is the form of energy which causes sensation of vision. If light doesn't fall on our eyes and reflects back, we cannot identify. Suppose if you are able to identify, I am your physics teacher. How you are identifying? Because you can see me. How you are seeing me? Some light falling on your eyes and reflecting back. That's all. When light falls on our eardrums, our retina, which is a very important part, and reflects back, it makes the object visible for us. Such a wonderful form of energy is called light. Right? So thus light is an invisible energy which causes the sensation of vision, sensation of sight. So sun is the one of the important source of light. Very, very, very important point. Sun is the one of the important source of light. Or you can write as one of the important natural source of light. I'll tell the points later. At the end, I'll show you the points you can write. So one of the main source of light for Earth is sun. In addition to this, burning candle, a torchlight, glowworms with the night time you can see, are the other source of light, which are artificial sources. So, sources are nothing but from where we can get the light, are called sources. The first and major source of light is sun, S-U-N, not S-O-N. Right? From that, you can use a maximum light. Apart from that, when sun is not there, we have to depend on some man-made sources or artificial sources like burning candle, torchlight, electric bulb, tube light, and worms, that is natural, flies, right? So before the Thomas Alva Edison invented the bulb, they used to do with the candles and lanterns, kerosene lamps. But later, there is a revolutionary change by Thomas Alva Edison. After failing many hundreds or thousands of times, he invented the electric bulb. That bulb changed in tube lights and CFL bulbs and digital bulbs. Many comes as per our demand. All these are the comes under artificial source of light. Right? Hope you are clear what is source of light. From where light is coming out or from where we are getting light are called sources. It may be either natural in the form of sun or moon. Of course, moon is different way. And artificial are candle, bulb, and torchlight, and glowworms, etc. Out of this also, out of the natural lights, artificial sources, they are classified in two categories again. Luminous classification of object. Luminous bodies, non-luminous objects. Luminous are nothing but they are produced light by themselves. They are light producing bodies are called luminous sources. See, objects that emits the light on their own are called luminous objects. The light emitted by the luminous objects are enable us to see the things around us. Like, so the luminous objects are tube light, sun, candle, glowing bulb, bonfire, will keep fire in the winter season, and lit torch. They all produce the light by themselves. Of course, sun is the natural, remaining all artificial only. They are burning. The filament is there, it will burn and gives out the light for us. Gas will be there, it burns and gives out light for us. Candle burn and gives light for us. So all these are what they are doing. They are emitting the light by themselves. Such objects are called luminous objects. Luminous. And objects which produce their light by their own are called luminous objects. There are some more objects are there which they does not produce the light, but by reflecting the light, they makes the object visible for us. For example, see, non-luminous bodies. So objects that do not emit the light on their own are called non-luminous objects. Do not emit their own. They depend on some others. See, the light emitted by luminous objects falls on the non-luminous objects and then the bounces back to our eyes. Suppose one TV is there in your house. When you switch on the light, what happened? The light falls on TV and reflects back and you can able to see the TV. So TV is not a luminous body, non-luminous only. But because of reflection of light, we can able to identify the TV. Right? Then back to our eyes, which are unable to us to see the non-luminous object. Example, non-luminous objects are moon. Moon is because of sunlight only. Book, pen, wooden box, cupboards, and chairs, etc. All the things which we have around us are comes under non-luminous. They are not producing any light. So pen is there in my hand. It is not producing the light. But how can I see that pen? Because of the reflection of sunlight or reflection of bulb, reflection of tube light. They are called non-luminous. Right? Hope you are clear. So, light, source of light into artificial and natural. And out of this again they are classified into luminous objects and non-luminous objects. Clear? Right. We'll move to the next one. So after this I'll show you video also for you. Then medium, very important word. Medium. Medium is not Hindi medium, Telugu medium, Urdu medium like that. Medium is nothing but a matter which allows energy to pass through. Suppose if I am taking the class here, how it is reaching you? Through medium. Air as a medium, or a wire as a medium, or internet as a medium, satellite as a medium. All these are the mediums only. Medium is nothing but a matter. So, medium is nothing but matter. Matter which carries energy from source to observer. Source is myself. Observers are you. We are at so much distance. Not we are at a very near distance. Maybe 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers, 100 kilometers, 200 kilometers distance. But still you can able to hear my voice because of the medium only. So, medium is a matter which carries the energy from, or which carries the light from one place to another place. So, light travels in straight line. Okay, always travels in straight line. And its rays represent the path of the light. The material that light passes through is called medium. From which light is passing is called medium for light. Right? So light cannot pass through all the materials. There are some materials which can stop the light. There are some materials which allows the light completely. There are some materials which partially allows the light. And that materials are called mediums. Either medium may be opaque medium. First one is opaque. Right. Opaque means which does not allow the light to pass through them. Objects through which we cannot see anything are called opaque objects. Light cannot pass through. Light cannot pass through that medium. A medium that does not allow the light to pass through it is called opaque medium. For example, opaque objects are pencil box, a wooden screen, building, and trees are opaque objects. Right? This does not allow the light. So, material or matter which does not allow the light to pass through them. So, because of them only shadow is formed. When object is opaque, it's not allowing the light, we can form the object backside. Even human body also opaque. That is the reason when you are traveling in the sunlight, your shadow we can see. Right? So, opaque is a medium or matter which does not allow the light to pass through. And second type is transparent mediums. Means they completely allow the light to pass through them. They allow the light to pass through them. So, objects through which we can see clearly. We can see any object clearly through that. That is transparent. A medium that allows all the light to incident on it to pass through is called transparent medium. Right? Examples. Transparent objects are plain glass. We can see our own image in plain glass. Plate, a clear plastic scale, window panes, a soap bubble, and pure water. Pure water is that you can see your own image. Why you can able to see your own image? Because that is allowing the light transparently. That's why it is called transparent medium. Medium which allows the light to pass through it and makes the object visible for us clearly. And which completely stop the light is called opaque. Another type is a translucent. Right? Translucent medium. What is translucent? What is the translucent? Which partially allows the light. Suppose you take oil paper. Paper, put some oil on it. And you can see, try to see your own image. We can see blurred image. Blurred. Not clear. So why? Because it's not allowing the light completely. It allows the light, but partially. Partially are called translucent. Example you can see here. Smoked glass, sunglasses, and butter paper or oil paper, anything, are called translucent medium. Okay. So very important information till now we learn. We learn about what is light. First, what are the sources of light in terms of natural source and artificial source, luminous bodies and non-luminous bodies. Then we learn about medium. In that classification as opaque medium, transparent medium, translucent medium. Okay. For further going about the light, ray of light and all, I will show you one video on same what we learned so far and what we are going to learn, right? Just keep watching the video. A small video on light.
Light helps us to see various objects around us. There are different sources of light. These sources of light are categorized as natural and artificial sources of light. Let us learn about different sources of light. Items which produce light naturally are called natural sources of light. For example, sun and glowworm. Items which produce light artificially are called man-made or artificial sources of light. For example, torch, table lamp, and lighted candle. Moon is not a natural source of light as it does not produce its own light. The sunlight that falls on it makes it look bright. Let us learn some properties of light. Light travels in a straight direction.
No, I told.
Light is not seen, but the objects are seen when light falls on them. The object through which light can pass partially is called translucent objects. For example, butter paper and frost glass.
See.
The object through which light can pass is called transparent object. It can be seen clearly through a transparent object. Air and different gases are transparent as light passes through them.
इस दिवाली को करें और भी शानदार बजाज इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स के साथ, चाहे गिफ्टिंग हो या अपने घर को करना हो.
The object through which light cannot pass is called opaque object. It cannot be seen through an opaque object. For example, wood and stone. A shadow is formed when the path of light is blocked by an opaque object. A shadow is always formed in the opposite direction of light. Both solar eclipse and lunar eclipse occur because of these shadows. Let us learn about both solar and lunar eclipse. When the moon comes directly between the sun and the earth, the moon blocks the sunlight from reaching the earth and casts a shadow on the earth. This is known as the solar eclipse. Solar eclipse occurs on a new moon day. Let us perform an activity to show how a solar eclipse occurs. Take a powerful lamp and place it on a table. Take a basketball and place it on a stand as shown on the screen. Tie a tennis ball in between the stand with basketball and the table lamp. The table lamp represents the sun, the basketball represents the earth, and the tennis ball represents the moon. Light the lamp. You will observe that the tennis ball casts its shadow on the basketball, just like the moon casts its shadow on the earth. When the earth comes directly between the sun and the moon, it blocks the sunlight from reaching the moon and casts a shadow on the moon. This is known as the lunar eclipse. A lunar eclipse occurs on a full moon day. Let us perform an activity to show how a lunar eclipse occurs. Take a powerful lamp and place it on a table. Take a basketball and place it on a stand as shown on the screen. Tie a tennis ball behind the stand with basketball and the table lamp. The table lamp represents the sun, the basketball represents the earth, and the tennis ball represents the moon. Light the lamp. You will observe that the basketball casts its shadow on the tennis ball, just like the earth casts its shadow on the moon. Reflection of light. We all have heard the Panchtantra story of the lion and the rabbit.
Story you can see.
What do you think the lion saw in the water? There was no other lion in the water. The lion saw its own image in water formed due to reflection of light. You see yourself in a mirror. You can see the images of nearby mountains and trees in a lake. This is due to reflection of light. Let us do an activity to understand what reflection is. In a dark, empty room, from the left, shine a flashlight on a mirror. In this case, you will see a bright patch of light on the wall to your right. This means that when light falls onto a mirror, its direction changes. Such a change in direction of light is called reflection of light. Thus, reflection of light is defined as the bouncing back of light in the same medium after striking a surface. Types of reflection. The bouncing back of light in the same medium after striking a surface is called reflection of light. Reflection of light depends upon the nature of the surface, that is, whether the surface is smooth, rough, or shiny. Depending on a surface, reflection of light can occur as regular reflection and irregular or diffuse reflection.
Complete picture is given here about the light. Right. Some more information.
Let us see what regular reflection is. When a parallel beam of light falls on a smooth and polished surface, the reflected beam is also parallel and directed in a fixed direction. Such a reflection of light is called regular reflection. This type of reflection enables formation of image. Examples: reflection from a mirror and calm water. Let us learn about irregular reflection. When a parallel beam of light falls on a rough surface, the reflected light is not parallel but spreads over a wide area. Such a reflection of light is called irregular or diffuse reflection. In this case, images are not formed. Reflections from all the irregular surfaces such as stone, wall, wood are examples of irregular reflection.
Mirrors. We use a mirror every day. When we look into the mirror, we see our own face in it. What we see is the reflection of our face in the mirror. We can also see reflection of other objects that are in front of the mirror. We can see reflection of objects like trees, buildings in the water of a pond or a lake too.
Mirror and reflections. Mirrors reflect almost the entire amount of light that falls on them. Ask your friend to stand on one side of a plane mirror. Position yourself at such an angle that your friend is visible to you. What do you observe? It appears that he is standing behind the mirror. His right hand appears to be his left hand and left appears to be his right hand. This is called lateral inversion. He appears as much behind the mirror as he is in front of the mirror. His nose, eyes, mouth and height appears as they actually are. The colors of his face, clothes, etc. are the same in the image as in reality. Observing rays of light, take a plastic comb with very fine teeth. Fix it as shown in the figure on one side of a thermocol sheet with the help of binding material, Fevicol, Quick Fix, Fevibond or sellotape. Fix a mirror by pressing it on the thermocol sheet in inclined position as shown in the figure. We will see the light being filtered through the comb moving in a straight line, and the light is reflected by a plane mirror. Mirror and reflections. Mirrors reflect almost the entire amount of light that falls on them. Ask your friend to stand on one side of a plane mirror. Position yourself at such an angle that your friend is visible to you. What do you observe? It appears that he is standing behind the mirror. His right hand appears to be his left hand and left appears to be his right hand. This is called lateral inversion. He appears as much behind the mirror as he is in front of the mirror. His nose, eyes, mouth and height appears as they actually are. The colors of his face, clothes, etc. are the same in the image as in reality. When light falls on an object, it is divided into two parts. Part of the light passes through the medium and changes its path. This phenomena, that is, the passing of light through a medium with a changed path, is called refraction of light. Part of the light goes back to the same medium. Sending of light back to the medium by the object is called refraction of light.
Solar and lunar eclipses. An eclipse is nothing but a shadow cast by a heavenly body. The word eclipse means to hide. The earth or the moon, whichever is in between, obstructs the sunlight. As a result, shadow of one heavenly body falls upon the other. Eclipses are of two types: solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. Solar eclipse. A solar eclipse occurs when the sun, the moon and the earth are in a straight line, with the moon being in the middle. The moon obstructs the light coming from the sun and produces a shadow on the earth. When the moon completely hides the sun, a total solar eclipse is said to occur. At this time, the sun appears like a black circular disk with a ring of light around it. Lunar eclipse. When the earth comes between the moon and the sun, a lunar eclipse occurs. The shadow of the earth falls on the moon. If the earth is slightly out of line, only a part of the moon gets covered by the shadow of the earth, and a partial lunar eclipse takes place.
Right. So the completely explained about the solar eclipse and lunar eclipse and everything. Okay. In this particular, what we are going to learn. So what we are going to learn further next 2 days also explain clearly about what is the light, what is the source of light, what are the medium. Okay. And followed by next coming also, like what are the solar eclipse, lunar eclipse, reflection of light, and also about plane mirror. So total explanation is there. You can see again and again recording video from YouTube or your WhatsApp group after completing the class, right? So that you can understand entire lesson in 1 day. But before that, let us discuss some more thing about the chapter here. You can see after knowing about the how the mediums are classified into opaque medium, transparent medium, translucent medium. Then you can see the ray of light. So you can see light in the many ways. One is ray of light. Ray means see one single ray, single one. A single line with arrow is called ray of light. The path along which light energy travels in a different given direction is called ray of light. If such number of rays of light are there, they are called beam of light. Beam is nothing but group of ray of lights. When number of ray of lights pass like this, suppose torchlight, you on the torchlight, you can find the rays passes like this. They are called beam. Beam is nothing but group, a collection of number of rays of light are called beam of light. In this beam of light, again the difference are there. If they are parallel to each other, they are called parallel beam of light. If they are divergent, if they are convergent, see, all they are coming away, moving away from each other. So if they are one point, the light is moving like this from same center. They are called diverging beam of light. If so many lights coming and meeting at one point, they are called converging beam of lights. Ray of light is a path of the light. Such lights are passing with number. More number are passing. Collection of number of rays of light are called beam of lights. If the beam of light is parallel to each other, called parallel beam of light. If they are diverging from same point, diverging beam of light. If they are converged to one point, they are called converging beam of lights. Clear? Please remember this, very, very important about the basics of light. See, a converging beam of light. After diverging, converging means they are coming and meeting at one point. Okay. So this is totally our synopsis 1. First synopsis we completed, where we learned about what is light, sources of light, medium, and converging and diverging beam of lights. Next, we'll go for the next class when you comes on Friday. We are going to learn about the synopsis 2, where we learn about shadows. So what is the condition for formation of shadows? Then what is eclipse? We already seen in the video. Solar eclipse, lunar eclipse, and making one camera, which is called pinhole camera. Then third synopsis about the reflection. Okay. So before that, let me give you the important points for synopsis. First point you already written about light. Definition of light you already written. The second point, source of light. Source of light. So, first in that number one, natural source. Example is sun. Number two, artificial or man-made. Artificial source, which is nothing but candle, bulb, torch, etc. And again, they are classified into another category, that is luminous bodies, luminous objects, that is produce the light by themselves, their own. Produce light by their own. Right. Again, example, sun, candle, and etc. Bulb, you can write anything. Then again, non-luminous. We can see them, but by the reflection. Cannot produce light by themselves, their own. Cannot produce light by own. But we can see them. Example, moon and pen, table, anything you can write. Book, all comes under that. Right? Note down. It all comes on second point. Third point is about medium. About medium. Right? Medium, again, there are three types of mediums are there. One is opaque mediums. Number two is transparent. Right? Third one is translucent. Translucent. You can copy from textbook also, points. This is about the mediums. Three different types of medium from which light can pass or light can be stopped. So point number two, point number three, point number one. Then we learn about what is ray of light, beam of light, parallel beam of light, converging beam of light, and diverging beam of light. So all these synopsis one we have done today. Right. So try to copy this, otherwise you can note down from the textbook your material into your notebook neatly and take the signature of your teacher and your parents. So tomorrow when you come to the Friday, we'll discuss about the second synopsis and third synopsis so that you can confidently appear for the test 4 examination next week, right? So you need to work very hard because you are enjoying a lot of holidays. So make it fast so that I can conclude the class. So first about light definition, then source of light, then mediums, and finally about the ray of light and beam of light. Complete synopsis one we have done it today. So those who are not able to copy from here or not understood here, you can copy from the textbook, right? So today's homework already you have written. Define light, that is the first point. And what is medium? I told already. What are the types of mediums? Opaque, transparent, and translucent. Right? So write this answer in your notebook. So that's all for today. So thank you all of you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.